My name is Penelope. I'm a sophomore here at the University of Arizona. I'm majoring in accounting and minoring in government and public policy. And I am also a leadership ambassador for the leadership program, specifically for Blue Chip Leadership. So I'm a leadership ambassador for leadership programs, and leadership programs is housed within the Student Engagement and Career Development Center. And so as a leadership ambassador, I do a lot of administrative work. And so I support the coordinators and my supervisors in whatever that they need. And so I put a lot of insight as a student within Blue Chip. And so I'm able to kind of have that firsthand experience of what it's like to be in the program. And so I'm able to kind of be a student representative for students who are in Blue Chip, and also at the same time be able to put my input of the experience that I'm going through as I'm going through the different years in Blue Chip. As of now, I am a year 2 student, and so the extent of what I'm able to provide more of opinions about the program within Blue Chip is just the extent of the years that I'm in Blue Chip, which is about 2 years now. I learned about Blue Chip leadership my senior year of high school. I received that email that a friend referred me to be part of Blue Chip. And so what really attracted me to it is because just by the name, I didn't know anything about Blue Chip. It just said Blue Chip leadership. And for the longest time, my entire years in high school, and even before then, I've really been involved in leadership roles. I was part of student body. I was also in mock trial. And so a lot of the things that I did in high school really geared towards leadership roles, because there's a part in Blue Chip where it's you enroll to it, and then there's a part where you can refer a friend. And so my friend referred me to be part of Blue Chip. So I got that email. I signed up for it, and then kind of a couple months later, I received that packet through the mail. It had like rundown of what Blue Chip leadership is, the different years and experiences. And so that's how I got more into what Blue Chip leadership really meant. An easy process. It was just an enrollment form that I had to go through. And from then on, really, as you put in your information, they kind of just like email you from there of what to do. It's like, as I signed up for it, I received more emails about the dates that's going to be coming up. Yeah, it was really easy. It wasn't anything complicated. The enrollment form was very direct to the point. As I said, I have really been involved in leadership when I was in high school, and I thought, Blue Chip leadership, this is my area. I can do this. I'm as qualified. When I thought about it, I thought it was just about learning about how to be a leader. But as I went through my first year, it was really such a humbling experience in a way that a lot of my experience from the past mattered. But what really mattered the most, and at its basis, Blue Chip leadership is more than just learning about who you are as a leader, but it's really like a self-exploration and self-enlightenment experience for me. So it's a lot about learning who I am as a person, not just a leader, and how I'm able to affect change within myself and within the community. And so with my first experience, it was definitely different than other experiences because we were going through COVID. It was online. But with Blue Chip, even though it was online, it was really the first time ever that I felt like I was going to be part of a community here on campus. So it prepared me, even during that pandemic, during that online, it prepared me and gave me that initial support of me going back here on campus this year. And so during my first year, I was in a team of about 13 to 18 students initially. It was just an experience where I was able to make those connections and be with people who are like-minded as me, and people who have the same career interests as me. But apart from the same career interests, they're also really different people. And that's what I would say is where enlightenment came to me, is because I've done a lot of clubs. None of them really stay true as much to their pillars as much as Blue Chip, especially with diversity. Being in Blue Chip, you will never see a group of people as diverse as you would be in Blue Chip. And it's just this safe environment where you're able to be who you are and explore who you are as a person and what you want to do in your life. Blue Chip is such a hidden gem in a way that it's hard to be thriving in an environment when it doesn't feel like you belong there. And Blue Chip really gives that supporting environment where you're able to be who you are and go in whatever career path that you want to be in and have that support system. Time commitment for Blue Chip, I feel like essentially with Blue Chip, you get out of it what you put into it. It's something that you would hear a lot from its students, from its alumni. It's really about what you put into it. And so as long as you're putting in your best, you're engaging and just being who you are and doing what's needed to be done within the group, right? It's nothing like, like your normal lecture halls, like talking mainly about, the first year. It's not like you go into a classroom and there's a teacher there and then they tell you, this is what leadership is like. Instead of teaching you what leadership is, they let you experience what leadership is and live how it is to be a leader. And so with time commitment, there's weekly team meetings with Blue Chip leadership. Within the first year experience, there's weekly team meetings where you will be able to meet with your team leader. There will be a variety of activities and icebreakers. It cannot be Blue Chip unless there are icebreakers, where we love icebreakers. And so in those weekly team meetings, you learn about leadership by engaging in those activities that teaches you how to be a leader. Another one that could also kind of address one of the myths about Blue Chip is a lot of people think it's more geared towards people who are in business. They just think, oh, if you're in business, it's good for you. But as you mentioned, there's a lot of transferable skills that you learn to it. We work on our resume, we work on our LinkedIn accounts, we work on different professional development activities where we're able to build our personal brand. But with those transferable skills, it's something that you build throughout the years. So as you go through, like for example, in the first year experience, you partner with a local community partner here in Tucson. And so you and your team are able to work with them and help them with whatever problems that they have. And so that's that's one of the transferable skills that you can already gain, is how do you work with clients? And this is not something that, and more than just working with clients, is how do you work with people? So it doesn't matter what major you're in, whichever career path you're in, you're going to have to work with people. And so you can be as technically skilled as the person next to you, but what really sets you apart is who you are as a person and what you can bring into the table with those transferable skills. I was in the same position as you. I was a senior in high school and thinking I knew everything and thinking I knew the path that I was going into. Going into college is such a humbling experience because it's where you learn that as much qualified that you think you are, which you are and probably will be, there's also other people out there who are kind of going through the same struggles as you. And so I would say Blue Chip leadership is just such an amazing opportunity for people to find out who they are as a leader. But more than finding out who they are as a leader, it's about finding out who they are as people. Aside from its 4 pillars, I feel like at its core, Blue Chip is about self-exploration and finding out who you are as a person. And so with Blue Chip, as you go through the different years, people come and go. But wherever you go with Blue Chip, there is really a community for you. You'll find people who have the same career interests as you. You're gonna know different life stories, and with those life stories, you're able to bond with people by sharing those same experiences. And so that's where I really truly feel where Blue Chip is, as I've always said, such a hidden gem. Initially, Blue Chip fee was $350, but now it has been reduced to $250. But we do offer, the leadership award. And so we have about 420 students who will be able to receive the award. But even if you're not able to receive the award, we do different plans. Like we have payment plans, we have fee waivers. All students have to do is really reach out to us. We want this experience to really be open to everybody, and we don't ever want the cost to be a hindrance for students. And so as much as possible, we want to work with students, and we do work with students and help them with whatever financial that they need to go into Blue Chip. You don't have to be, the most outspoken, the most outgoing person. There's different types of leaders. And so we want to celebrate that. Even if you're the most outgoing person, I feel like there's a part in Blue Chip that really still makes you go out of your comfort zone. With leadership, you think you have to be the most outgoing person. But I feel like with Blue Chip is that, we will never force you to do anything that you don't want to. So it's really a lot of initiative from students. And so we want them to want to do what they're doing. And so that's where I say it doesn't matter what your personality is. You can be shy, you can be outgoing. A lot of the activities that we're doing is based on what, if you want to do it or not. One thing that I want to touch upon is one of the struggles that we have within the leadership programs behind the scenes is we never really know how to sell Blue Chip. Like, how do you define Blue Chip? And I feel like, ironically, it's a problem, but also it's one of the beauty of the reason why we don't know how to sell Blue Chip is you don't really know how meaningful it is until you go through the experiences. As you go through the experience, there's going to be a lot of self-doubt. You're going to question a lot of the things that you're going to be doing. But within that, it really builds that spirit of perseverance, is that, how do I make this experience that I'm going through right now, how do I make it to be something that's not just impactful to the people in my life and to the community, but also to myself? Because, going through college, I feel like I share the same sentiment as a lot of college students, that even though you have a major, it still has that question of what is it that you want to do in your life? And so that's one of the biggest things that I feel like you're going to get out of Blue Chip, is being able to kind of answer that question, what is it that you want to do in life based on the experiences that you're going through?